We've got a lot to go over in this video. A look at how many players does each Fallout 76 server support, an update on Cyberpunk 2077 and how good it's gonna look on both the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and what improvements will be on the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Ninja Theory's latest game in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice has just reached a major milestone. There's a brand new PlayStation 4 console bundle that is going to be capitalizing on the most popular game on the planet. And it seems like every week we are getting some great PlayStation Store sales. We have another one to go over. I'll be taking a quick look at that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about Fallout 76 and how many players the game supports. In the no-clip documentary about the making of Fallout 76, project lead Jeff Gardner revealed that the current form of the game supports about 24 to 32 players per server. You'll also be able to see exactly where other players are on your map. Now, 24 to 32 players per server doesn't sound like all too much, and it doesn't seem like you'd be encountering actual players all too often. And that was one of the major concerns with Fallout 76, what's going to happen when you encounter other players, how are they going to treat you? And considering that the game does allow the player to use nukes on one another, it sounds like some major shenanigans could be going on if there were a lot of players. Even with 24 to 32 players per server, all the shenanigans are still going to be coming through. Now, you do have the option to play through the game solo. Considering that Fallout 76 was built with the intent of online play, you would think that Todd Howard and the team want you to play through the game online. We should know more exact details on Fallout 76 in the coming months. There will be a beta for the game, and considering the game is releasing in November 14th to be exact, expect all the mysteries of the game to at some point become uncovered prior to its release.
These wonders of the atomic age can be found right in your own backyard. But how does a fella like you acquire nuclear weapons, you may ask? Begin by inquiring with the locals. Gently coax them into cooperation. Use a little elbow grease if you have to. In the likely event you don't acquire a full code on your own, do not give up. Search for others who might be harboring a grudge. You'll have that
Moving on from that, we're getting Fallout 76 this year. A game we won't be getting this year is, of course, Cyberpunk 2077. The game finally showed off some new information back at E3, and although it was just a CG trailer, there was a behind-closed-door demo, and CD Projekt Red CEO Marcin Iwinski spoke on the game and talked about the demo itself, saying, quote, "It's running on a high-spec PC. It's the next generation of our own proprietary engine, and speaking frankly, we're still working on rendering, so I hope we can get more out of it. The current-gen consoles are really powerful, especially talking about the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro. We'll do our best to maximize for those, but it's too early to say exactly what we can achieve, and the PC version will always be above that because it's constantly upgraded and improved in terms of the hardware we can gain access to. But it should look great on current consoles." If you were wondering on the exact specifications that the E3 demo ran on, of course that E3 demo was behind closed doors. It was on a very high-end PC running an Intel Core i7 8700K, 32 gigabytes of memory, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti GPU, and from what I heard, the game ran at 4K 30 FPS on that rig, but of course, until release, they have a lot of optimization to go through. Moving right along, Ninja Theory put out a tweet, quote, "Hellblade has just hit 1 million unit sales across Xbox, PS4, and PC. Thank you for all of your support. Save 40% during the Steam summer sale." Now, this is great to see. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was a game that I wasn't completely sold on when I initially saw the game's gameplay. It just looked a little rough around the edges, but the finished product turned out exceptionally well and turned out to be one of the most atmospheric games of this entire generation. Now, this is kind of disappointing at the same regard because PlayStation 4 owners will no longer be getting Ninja Theory titles, as Ninja Theory was one of the major acquisitions by Microsoft. You know, I really can't blame Microsoft. They needed some high-quality studios in their first party, and Ninja Theory is definitely a high-quality studio. On top of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, they've worked on some other magnificent games, such as DMC, Devil May Cry, Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, and the PlayStation 3 exclusive Heavenly Sword. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was actually seen as a spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword, and it's really cool to see that even a more niche title like this has surpassed 1 million downloads. Good job to Ninja Theory, and hopefully whatever they're working on next will be up to par, and it will probably be a Xbox One exclusive. I'm sure it'll see a Windows 10 release as well.
Break you, but not your promise. search for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So we must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
Moving on from that, Fortnite is taking the gaming world by storm, and it would have been promotional malpractice if nobody took advantage of that and actually put out some Fortnite-themed consoles. Well, now Sony is doing that with a Fortnite PlayStation 4. This Fortnite PlayStation 4 console, which by the way is the base PS4 console, which I think is a great idea. Fortnite is a game that really caters to casuals. Why promote it with the powered up version of the PlayStation 4? I'm sure the majority of casuals would rather go for the cheaper alternative. And according to a post on the official Italian Facebook page for Sony, the Fortnite console will be coming with the console itself. Of course, Fortnite is a free-to-play game, so you really can't bundle in Fortnite with it. But what will be coming for it is a Royal Bomber skin as well as 500 V-Bucks. The launch date of the PlayStation 4 bundle looks to be around July 16th, and I think this is absolutely genius, even though I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they're absolutely sick of Fortnite. The fact is, this game is absolutely enormous right now, and it's really taking the gaming world by storm. It's bringing casual gamers that haven't played video games in a long time or never even played video games delving into the gaming world. I know people personally that have a PlayStation 4 and only play Fortnite on it. They don't play any of the amazing exclusives, not God of War, not Horizon Zero Dawn, not Shadow of the Colossus. They don't play any of those games. They just play Fortnite. And honestly speaking, those kind of people are becoming the majority of the PlayStation 4 owners, so that is quite surprising. What isn't surprising is the fact that Sony would capitalize on this and release a PlayStation 4 themed Fortnite console. Now, the console itself doesn't have any cool theme attached to it, and honestly, I thought it would have been cool if Epic Games and Sony could have worked on an agreement and made the skin some Sony themed character. I thought that would have been really cool and given Fortnite on the PS4 something different, but unfortunately that isn't the case. It does look like the Royal Bomber skin, however, will be a PlayStation exclusive. And finally, I do want to mention a great PlayStation Network flash sale going on right now. Of course, as always, we will be going through this sale more in depth in a separate video, but just to go over some of the deals available, Alien Isolation is 70% off down to $8.99. The collection of that game is also 70% off for $11.99. Assassin's Creed the Ezio collection is down to $19.99. There's an Assassin's Creed triple pack with Black Flag, Unity, and Syndicate for $35.99. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is down to just a measly $5.99. DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition is down to $13.99, and there are a lot of great deals as a part of this sale. It's really insane how Sony is able to run these sales so often. I feel like the competitors in Microsoft and definitely Nintendo don't run as many sales as PlayStation does. I don't know what the reasoning is for that or how Sony is able to work with all of these different developers and publishers to always put these games on sale, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. A lot of great games at great prices, that's always a good thing. So that is going to conclude this video. Let us know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Fallout 76 supporting 24 to 32 players? And are you one of those people that look to be playing this game more solo, or are you interested in the online component that Fallout 76 has to offer? Personally, I'm going really back and forth on this. While the online Fallout sounds really cool, I do always appreciate my solo RPG experiences. Cyberpunk 2077 is moving along quite nicely. This looks to be one of the most ambitious games this generation, and hopefully it comes out before next generation consoles actually are released. The demo at E3 ran on a super high-end PC, but it does look like CD Projekt Red are working the best they can, and they expect the game to look great on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and they will maximize the power of the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Ninja Theory's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice has surpassed 1 million downloads. Unfortunately, Ninja Theory is now a Microsoft-owned studio, but good to see them going out on top with their last game in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, a great title that I would highly recommend you guys to play. Fortnite is getting a PlayStation 4 bundle very soon, and along with that, it will be getting a Royal Bomber skin. I think this is absolutely genius. As I mentioned, it's a 500GB console. You'll be getting 500 V-Bucks and the Royal Bomber skin. And there is a fantastic PlayStation Store flash sale going on right now. A lot of great games at great prices, and we'll be covering that more in depth very soon. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.